Hey, what's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
And what's up, guys? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee.
And this is the God Show, the Culture Report.
No. This is the Culture Report presented by the God Show. Right. And we have a new mainstay, permanent guest who is no longer a guest. He's now a co-host. So everybody welcome and show love to Juju. Let's get it.
The neighborhood
Gucci
man.
The man came and he never left, man. The man came and never left. He came with some real good information and he ain't left yet. I love it. Let's go.
No, Ray, you see his shirt?
Oh, no.
He came with a message.
But the thing I like about Juju is from the era of arguing back.
With everybody.
I don't argue back, Juju. Like, I literally would see somebody going through, somebody could say, like, I read comments sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, what the shit? Then I go to their profile and be like, you got 32 followers, man. You got.
I'm petty. I click on their page and they're artists. I listen. I be like, damn. You argue because you mad.
I don't even go that far. Because I don't want to give him a stream. I don't want to give him a stream. I listen and be like, but I love telling people, I'm like, they be like, who is this guy? I'm like, this is a guy that can help you. Mm-hmm. But because you call me, like, I don't have a problem when people call me out my name. If you don't agree with me, you can say whatever you want. But when people call you out your name, it's like, bro, you really felt like that compelled to like write this guy's and dumbass, like,
okay. You went out of your way.
It's just like, bro, you ain't. I wouldn't say that about nobody ever. Like, I'm just smart enough to know you can't have that take. But let's get into it. Let's have some fun.
Okay, yay. So, all right, I want to start off with, okay, so Sexyy Red's sex tape got leaked. Ebro went on to say that this was pretty on brand for her. If you had an artist that you were managing and she was does gender even matter in this? Yes. If you had a female artist that you were managing, what advice would you give her if something like this happened to her?
Well, it has happened to a female artist that I was working with. And it was just like, I mean, you literally have people that are having sex online right now for a living. So for me, it's like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, especially if it's on point with your brand. Kirk Franklin, sex tape leaking, we're all appalled. Sexyy Red, sex tape leaking is like, we kind of expected that. But what was weird to me was her reaction was she was appalled, which to me, when I see Sexyy Red, I look at her as like the diet version of Sukihana, right? Mm-hmm. But if you follow Sukihana is actually on Twitter right now, online you can see videos of her performing oral sex on her man. And having sex. So it's like, I just didn't understand why she was so appalled by it.
Don't get caught in the rabbit hole of Sexyy Red Twitter. If you go on Sexyy Red Twitter, and anything she tweets and you click on it, there's a thread of sex tapes on her. So I got caught.
Just more than that one?
It's not her.
It's not her, but her fans, like, if she tweets anything if she puts anything out on X, literally,
she could put the sky's blue and everybody's gonna leak.
There's nothing but sex tapes down on.
And this is before her sex tape.
Twitter is where all the porn is. So it's funny to me. Like, I always say, like, before you watch an artist, go to their Twitter. That tells you everything you need to know. Mm-hmm. Their Instagram is PG-13 at the worst. Twitter is where they get down.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Twitter is where they get down. So I was just mad. I just couldn't understand why she was so disgusted by it.
If I was Sexyy Red, my next single's coming out with Pornhub. I'm partnering with Pornhub, and I'm doing a wild ass.
What? That's the brand.
Or OnlyFans. Like, I'm tapping them on OnlyFans, and we're literally gonna be like,
that is the brand.
My merch is sponsored by OnlyFans on tour. She's on tour.
That is the brand. That's why I thought it worked.
Realistically, though, her baby daddy's in jail. Baby daddies are in jail, and that's an intimate moment that got leaked that you thought was going to be between you and a person. So at the end of the day, like, it's on brand for her, but she still
but the minute that a guy pulls out a camera and starts recording, you either gonna stop it or you gonna let it go. You either gonna stop it or you gonna let it go. You ain't gonna. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get, like, if it's a camera. Like, I had a situation happen to me, something similar like that, but I didn't know it was a camera in the room. And when she got mad that I didn't want to mess with her anymore, she was like, I got a camera sex tape. It wasn't like sex tape.
You can't do that to guys.
Yeah, but she was she wanted to hurt me because she was actually a porn
trying to use
star.
As blackmail.
She's a porn star, so she didn't care if it went out. That's on brand with her. For me, it was like, why would you do that? But she was mad because I didn't want to talk to her. But
we would talk about porn.
Get past that.
All right.
Don't get too deep into that. It was a while ago.
So I didn't know men could be extorted.
No, let's not talk about that. I'm just saying.
All right, moving on. So, oh God, y'all have been dragging me about this one. Drake's new album came out, but before we get to talking about that, I want to actually take a step back. Drake just wrapped up his tour in Toronto. 21 Savage was actually denied access to one of the shows because he couldn't get his green card. and Lil Baby stepped in. So it made me think, who does Drake make better music with? Lil Baby or 21 Savage?
Well, I don't think he's had enough with Baby, in my opinion, to say Baby. I think it was more 21. I just think him and 21 are really good together because Drake is like very proper and 21 is like just raw with it. So I like them better together.
All right, and stepping it up one. So we got 21 on the comparison, 21 and Drake. What about Drake and Future?
That's Toxic Twins. My treacherous twin. That's you talking about his treacherous twin? That's it right there. That's toxicity at its finest. I love it.
I like Drake and 21 better, personally, but I think Future is just that good where he stands out on his own. 21 doesn't add melody. Drake does. 21 adds raw lyrics. Drake's adds the melody. Future and Drake both add melody. So it's kind of like you don't really need the melody from, Drake if you're Future. That's why I'm like.
What a Time to Be Alive was a wild time in the strip clubs.
Yeah, it was a wild time in the strip clubs. But I also think it was a time where they were both figuring out who they were and what they were going to do. Like, kind of like together. Like, that was crazy. But, yeah, I like him in 21 better. 21 just feels so raw to me. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, he's so raw and, like, I got feelings for you. Like, he just knows how to attack a record. Future can do anything, so because he can do anything, he don't need Drake. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking to myself, I was like, Matt, is Future better than Drake?
You don't want my answer on that.
I really was thinking about that. No, I'm not, because I'm not even trying to start nothing. Because I'm like, to me, it was always forementioned that Drake was better. But as time went on, I'm like, you start really look like Wait For You, and Future just really can do anything.
Drake is better at being cordial with people to get what he wants out of them. Future's not
a seducer at all. Yeah. He's like a raw street nigga, got money, fuck y'all. You want to be in my world? This how he Atlanta nigga. Future's the epitome of an Atlanta nigga with motion. That's how Atlanta niggas with motion move. But I was like, man, does Future have a better catalog than Drake? I don't know, man.
Drake don't have a Dirty Sprite too.
Here we go.
Drake don't have a Dirty Sprite too.
I'm not trying to even start no trouble. I'm just really like, Future really is like low key. Like, I just think he's quiet and he doesn't ask for the credit, so no one really feels the need to feed it to him. But I think if you go record for record, I think it was really Drake all the way up here. But I think as of late, I think Future has been, it's like they almost switch roles where now Drake is dropping more music and Future has dropped limited music. And I think Future has started being intentional about what he's making, and he's not missing anymore.
I'll give you another great example.
Okay.
So by being a lit nigga, you normally deal with women, you elevate the women that you deal with.
Yeah.
No shade, but have any of the women Drake dealt with been elevated? All the shorties that Future mentioned.
Damn. But that's because
that's
because you hear rumors of who he dating.
But that's
Future actually will hold hands and bring on a red carpet and give you a light.
In case he hear a hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He wrote it too.
But Drake hasn't publicly been in a
Drake hasn't publicly like Drake like you'll see Drake on a date from a helicopter.
He's still crying.
I don't think Drake
can
date Lori Harvey. He not cool enough to date Lori Harvey.
Nah, you're wrong. He can. He just his brand. He just doesn't put it out there like that.
Lori's dated non-cool dudes.
Nah. Because even the cool, like she dated Franklin is a cool nigga from Snowfall's a cool nigga.
I know you cool. Franklin. But what about so Michael B. Jordan? He's not the
Michael B. Jordan's a cool. He was in The Wire.
Next to Future, if Future and Michael B. Jordan in a room and you had to rate on coolness, I'm pretty sure you're gonna say Future is a little bit more swaggy, got a little bit more charm.
No.
A lot of it.
Right. So that's why I'm like, come on. Like,
so
if
look,
he had a chance.
But actors are not expected to be cool. But actors are expected to be actors. That's why actors don't really like. First of all, you're playing someone else. There's nothing cool about that. You're acting like someone else. You're just successful. And I think if that guy doesn't have like you just said, Michael B. Jordan, he was in The Wire. Oh, whatever his name is, Damson, he's on Snowfall. They on street shows. If these motherfuckers was on Tyler Perry shows,
but they actually cool ass niggas though.
Cool though.
That aura would be different.
They are being considered cool because they're playing cool characters.
Like the guy who plays
Ghost. Being considered cool because they're cool.
So the reason I brought them into play,
let's go.
Aubrey Graham played in Degrassi, Wheelchair Jimmy. So from an actor standpoint, So once again, you talk about being a cool nigga.
Nah.
I know some cool niggas that are actors that are like Damson Idris and Michael B. Jordan, where this nigga was Wheelchair Jimmy. Now he's telling you this is all my dog.
Nah. He ain't played Wheelchair Jimmy in 15 goddamn years.
Come on.
You can't give him
Michael B. Jordan wasn't in the Wire for 15 years.
I know, and that's why you don't even brought it up, and we didn't. I was gonna tell you.
He was just Creed. He was Apollo Creed.
Yeah, he got killed in The Wire too. He was the snitch in The Wire too. They
was
killed him.
definitely a
Remember they
snitch in The
killed him. He
Wire.
was a snitch
He
in The
was a
Wire
snitch in The
too.
Wire.
So I mean, let's just be a little, just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think that no one considers actors cool.
Okay.
Rap is about being cool. Acting is about being talented and fitting the part. Rap is not about that.
But so what we just talked about this too though is being a rapper. Is that not part of being a character? You have to be.
Yeah, but the character you're playing is supposed to be yourself.
So
now
we
are suggesting to play a character.
But isn't that why Drake is such a well-renowned artist or rapper, because he's great at playing the character? He's great at being the actor.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. That is why he doesn't lose. He understands how to play his role, and he does it better than anybody. And yeah, it's I hate to do that because I know we could probably gonna talk about him and what happened, but it's just so interesting to me how these artists are like so like serious about being judged or being like talked about by people like us. It's weird to me because it's
so you're going right into what we were talking about.
No, I'm just saying it's weird to me that these guys are like you just said, like you play Wheelchair Jimmy. Why do you take yourself so serious? But they do. And they watching and hear what you're gonna say, and they're like getting mad. It's like, bro, like that shit is amazing to me.
But I do understand why they get mad. Like I understand that perspective too, why artists would get mad. Like, so you talk about the Joe Budden thing.
Yeah, so Joe Budden and Drake have been kind of having a back and forth on Instagram in the comments. Birdman even jumped in. So Joe Budden pretty much says that he wants to see some type of evolution from Drake. He's saying that he expected a little bit more. And Drake kind of responded and was like, you're a failed rapper. Kind of telling him stay in his lane type of thing.
So he has a modest house, which is like, I would have definitely told him not to say that.
He said you have a modest house and you fly first class only on
I would
occasion.
definitely not tell him not to say that. Because the one thing Drake has always been is a man of the people. Mm-hmm. A man that made us feel like we're all winning. And when you start separating and start talking about you live in a modest house, that in this time I could see the fans kind of like being like, well, damn, well, if he lives in a modest house, what kind of house do I live in?
But that shit is personal. So a lot of people don't realize.
Of course it is.
That shit is actually personal. So like, and the reason Drake even feels some type of way is because he looks at Joe Budden like, you got to think, the people who listen to Joe Budden's platform, his podcast, are Drake fans.
Right. His
so
demographic.
Like,
I don't think so.
Nah, bro. So. They're both super toxic. They're both super toxic, and they both have like I guarantee you, majority of the listeners that have listened to For the Dogs they tune into the Joe Budden podcast or follow him on Instagram or social media in some form of capacity. So mind you, that was a 2-minute clip that was pulled from an entire hour interview where he was big upping the project the entire time. But that part was pulled out to make it so it's like,
of course,
I'm blowing this up, and now Drake is like, nah, nigga, you took a personal shot at me, motherfucker. Yeah, we already got smoke.
What was the personal shot?
He basically told him, he said, nigga, you need to grow the fuck up. He said the personal shot.
Personal?
Hold on, the personal shot was you need to stop fucking 25-year-olds. Like Joe Budden didn't fuck what's name and have his baby mother's.
He said fucking or fucking with.
He said you need to stop fucking 25-year-olds.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's personal.
I'm not. By the way, I don't have no skin in the game either way. I just feel like I didn't think Joe said anything personal. He just gave his opinion. But I've said that about Drake. I just haven't said it that way. You can take any song from any Drake's project, and you can play it, except for maybe Views, because that was where he had the One Dance and the Caribbean vibe. But you can take music from any Drake project, and you can mismatch and put songs, and it'll fit in. Like, you can't take a song from this Beyonce album and put it on one of her old albums, and it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. You can't take a song from Jay's last album, 444, and put it on Hard Knock Life, and it doesn't stand out, right? The messaging is just off. So with Drake, he kind of says and does the same thing. He is like the guy that didn't leave high school, stayed in high school, kind of became the cool nigga in high school and was like, I like it here. But by the way, that works, by the way. I'm not,
absolutely.
That works. But when an artist, and failed or not failed, maybe that's why he failed, because he was attempting to be and do more. Meanwhile, Drake is like, I'm staying in this lane and this is all I'm gonna do. And that's why it works for him. So I just think it's like, I just didn't like the modest house, fly first class. I just felt like you should have kept it on music. And to me, you didn't. And when you do that, you kind of like.
I think all the gloves came off though when he added that part of you need to stop fucking 25-year-olds. You need to stop doing.
But I think about that. So I can see that too. But I'm just, even then, you're supposed to vibrate at a much higher level to not let someone bring you down to their level. And if Joe was talking what you thought was down here, it's like how we started the show. Like, we can see people talking bad about us down here. It's our option to go down there or not.
Absolutely.
And if I do, like, sometimes you do get the best of you. Like, nigga, you broken, I ain't. You know, sometimes that's the easiest thing to go for. Like, how you talking shit about me and I got more than you? And that's low vibrational. By the way, I've done it too. So I'm not even. He
called him the epitome of failure. He said you are the poster child for failure.
I think he said wrong. I think Joe Budden is actually the epitome of pivoting. And I think that Joe was probably feeling like, Drake, you should pivot also a little and stop talking about the same little boy shit. And I just think it's light skin beef.
So I got a question too, and this goes back to the media space that we're in, right? Okay. So if we say something, we happen to have a take on the artist, and the artist claps back at us, like, part of it is like that's them giving us the big ups and saying like, damn, you recognize as being your colleague or being on the level of you saying I can have the ability to say something back to you. Yep. But then the other part is like, should our artists have taken the high road and not said shit to us? So,
well, whenever you respond, you let people know that they bothered you. And once you let people know that they bothered you, you actually put more, like, that is Joe's biggest episode ever.
Absolutely. And it's also helped Drake streams. Like, Drake,
so that's what I'm saying.
Album's gold. It
helps each other. It worked, you know what I mean? But I just don't like the personal shit. Like, I'm always about that. Like, if it's personal, then let's make it personal. But if it's business, let's not make it personal. And I felt like Drake was like, tired of this nigga, because he said the same thing about Cardi B. Yeah. And Cardi B just responded on, like, I don't know what he got against me, and it was over, right? But Drake kind of was like, he went dark.
It's been personal for a couple years with them. Like, it's been personal. So, like, I think, like, I'm actually, I like it from a marketing standpoint. Like, if my artist were to, if you gave him enough clout to go back and clap at you, and it helped push the album sales, like, I'm not mad at it whatsoever.
But you can tell by Joe's response that it wasn't personal.
Oh, it wasn't.
I hope you grow up. To me, that was like, you'll grow up one day.
He big up the album, the entire podcast.
So to me, his response about I hope you grow up to me was like, thank you for not going back and forth, because it's just gonna be who got more money, who got more this, who got that, and it was just a take on an album that he might like 3 weeks from now. Remember, I told you I didn't like the Diddy album the first week, and then like second day I was like, this shit is kind of dope. Sometimes you just go into it a critical ear. You just can't. Bro, it's just music, man.
By the way, I personally think this is one of Drake's best body of works in a very long time.
Okay.
It got to grow on the rest of us. You got to give it some time. I did a poll on on IG, and people were like, let it grow. So let's give it a while. Yeah, let's.
I like it because he actually, like, a good artist can bring other people that don't necessarily fit in your space into your own element. So he brought Tizo Touchdown into his world. He brought Yeet into his world, which is one of the best songs in that project. He brought Sexyy Red into his world, but he created a safe space for them to actually express their artistic ability on his work.
But Drake always does that.
And what Joe basically said was, those are all people who have probably came in the game in the last 2 or 3 years, haven't won. That's all he was basically saying. But, like, that's what Joe was saying.
But
like,
that's why I look at that shit. It's crazy. I'm like,
I don't have a problem with it, but I'm saying when he said that, I'm like, well, that's why he said it. You know what I mean? Like, you out here playing for the kids when you're a grown man. Just something to think about.
But it's like, Drake, you get mad at the best mentor in school. You get mad at the nigga that went pro and now he came back to reach back.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But like I said, my only thing is that as a fan of Drake, I want to hear him. I want to hear the growth.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't think there's having a daughter changed me. You can see me before Miyoki, after Miyoki. I'm a different person. Having a kid changes anybody.
Absolutely.
How he had a kid and it still kind of feels like it's the same. By the way, I've said this 100 times. Like, I'm like, to me, that's what makes a great artist great. And we also not talking about the fact that he said he was mentally taking a break. That's Lucian Grain's fault. Because when they gave him that $500 million, they was like, we need album after album after album. And he ain't never did that before. So I could see him being like, I'm touring, I'm making an album. He always moved at his own pace. But that $500 million put a pace on him. Yeah. And I think that's what made him tired. So I blame the music business for it, because that shows that anybody can be burnt out. Drake is, he's talking about 5 albums since he got that $5 billion. That's what I'm saying. Like they want the music, and now he has to do it. Now he's probably tired because he feels like, man, I gotta grow up. I gotta look inside. Like you got artists that are like, I'm gonna make an album when I want to make an album, and now he's in the position where I gotta put out music because I just got all this money, and now you're looking for inspiration.
But I think another element that makes it really dope is I don't think we've ever had a person that was this wealthy and this toxic get to reach this. No, I'm being for real, reach this level of success, but still is like, no, I'm still gonna be petty. Like I can be petty and poke and jab as much as I want because I'm rich as
wealthy
fuck.
And toxic. Yeah, I mean, Kanye's wealthy and toxic.
But Kanye won't do it in music. Kanye has always been about making the music as best he possibly can. Yeah. Whereas in Drake is like, shit, I'm gonna give you 5-6 bars that's gonna be like, I'm toxic as fuck, I'm rich as fuck, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like,
but then if you do that, you got to be okay with someone who is just as toxic and has money talking shit.
Absolutely.
That's the only problem I got. Hey, bro, like if you really feel like I can't imagine commenting to somebody who I think is beneath where I'm at in life.
Absolutely.
And if you believe he's so beneath where you are, don't respond. Because he's beneath where you are. You even said it. That's all you said was you didn't make it, I did. Why are you responding?
I think also it's a tactical move though, because Drake is very tactical too.
That means he cares.
Yeah, he cares. But you gotta think. This Joe Budden conversation has so literally by itself made you go and listen to the album. Let me see what Drake's talking about. So instead of you before being like, oh, it's 23 songs, I'm not about to listen to all 23. You like, let me hear what the hell he's saying. So now them album sales. So Drake is a tactical ass nigga in that aspect.
Where do you see the people out here that's talking about how great it is and they gotta go listen to it?
I mean, my core circle loves it. Like
I'm to my online, I can't find a post.
This is Joe's job at this point. This is his profession. People are gonna give feedback. That's what you put things out there for, so people can listen to it and form their opinion. So don't attack someone. He could have had that conversation via DM. That's why I do think it was strategic, and I think they kind of are having this back and forth on purpose. Both of them are benefiting from this whole conversation. Like we said, Drake doesn't do anything kind of random. Everything is a little thought out. So I think both of them are benefiting from it, and it's smart on both ends. So people can go listen to Joe podcast to see what he had to say about Drake. People can go listen to Drake's music to see what Joe says. So both of them are benefiting. So by the time this comes out on Friday, the BET Awards would have aired. One of the things that was big was Best New Artist. So both Ice Spice, Sexyy Red, Finesse 2 times. There was a few people that were fighting for it. Who do you guys think won Best New Artist between Ice Spice and Sexyy Red?
That's tough. So
Ice Spice.
I'm about to say Ice Spice.
She's bigger and she has a bigger machine behind her.
Ice Spice from that aspect. Now for the people, who won the people? It's Sexyy Red.
So when they did it, the crowd started chanting Sexyy Red, Sexyy Red.
So Ice Spice won.
Ice Spice won.
Yeah, because she has a bigger machine. So I didn't even know that. And then, but Sexyy Red is the people's favorite right now because I think guys mess with her too. Yeah, she's the rare one that guys actually mess with.
Man, they have entire NFL teams singing Ski in their locker room.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I think I'm saying, but that's rare though. She has a guy base like really supporting her. That's why I was saying it. Like,
my issue is that Ice Spice wasn't at the show, and I think that's something
because the machine probably told her it's not important.
And that's what I don't like in our culture. BET Awards is one of the first things y'all cut out, but that's one of the first places y'all go when you're trying to get on red carpets in front of media and do stuff like that. But once you make it, the first show you decide to skip is the BET Awards, and I think that like we need to hold BET Awards to the same standards that we hold everything else and all the other cultures.
But to be fair, that's the BET Hip Hop Awards, and the BET Hip Hop Awards are pre-recorded. So anybody
that's what hurts them, by the way.
I'm about to say anybody who's ever been to a pre-recorded show, like it's by far one of the most boring award shows you're ever gonna go to. Because if somebody can't read a teleprompter, they're gonna do that shit 5-6 times.
They were doing performances over, like whole performances.
Like, so like I think like from that aspect, yeah, she's a new artist, so she should have been there. Mm-hmm. But if anybody's ever been to those awards, especially the pre-recorded, you're like, bro, hell, I'm not coming back to this one. As soon as my artist performs, I'm leaving. I'm getting the hell on.
Exactly.
Because
I'm all for a drive-by. Listen, pull up and leave once you get your award. But I still think that we need to show up and make these things still important. Like, if we're going to call ourselves like the face of new black media and stuff like that, then we need to make sure that we are honoring the platforms that we already have and we're taking them as serious. Nobody says, oh, this is just the VMAs. I'm not going to show up because it's the Video Music Awards.
Well, I think they are. I think artists... I think award shows are losing their cachet, period, right now. I think artists are tired of award shows. Like, I don't like the VMAs happened, and I didn't even know it was happening until it happened. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally heard about it, like, as it was happening. The VMAs is on TV. You should watch it. It's like, oh, it's on TV? Is it live? Like, I didn't even know. If I didn't know, I knew about the VMAs from social media. Watching, like, people get out of red carpet, like, oh, it's happening right now.
You also got to think what used to carry the VMAs. It's Video Music Awards. So it was, MTV used to have the damn, or VH1 used to have videos playing all day long. Most people don't even have cable to watch videos all day. So you getting your videos from watching YouTube. So now if YouTube creates an award show, it's a different story. But you got like these old stations like VMAs or BET that are still running awards. Most people don't even have cable to watch it. So if you don't have cable to watch it, unless you hear about it or unless you are part of the industry and you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to be in LA this time, I'm going to be in New York this time. That's the only time you're going to pop up and pull up on it.
If you were in charge of the award shows, what would you do to kind of get the media and get it back more popular and get people to kind of attend it a little bit more?
Shit.
It would be, I would go to YouTube. YouTube, like literally all the YouTube people who have podcasts, those are the people, like these are the people that people are tapping into. So like if you really want to push it forward, you got to move from your antiquated system that you're running. Because the current systems don't really work. Like VMAs, like Ray said, and we working in business. You didn't know the VMAs was happening to the week of it was happening. You like, damn.
To the day for me until it was actually happening.
That's crazy.
Like I literally found out on Instagram while seeing people like, did you see what Puff showed up as? I'm like, what was that? Because none of that, it was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
The awards are usually on a Sunday.
Yep.
But they built their shit around Fashion Week.
Yep.
That's what they really did.
New York.
Because
think about that. Fashion Week has more pull and cachet for artists.
They're leaning on it to have attendance.
Than the VMAs.
They're leaning on it for attendance now.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
So because people are going to be in town for Fashion Week, people are going to be in New York.
Yeah.
Like, they're reaching out to the publicists and to the labels. Hey, do you have any clients that are going to be in town this week? All right, cool. We'll make sure we have X, Y, and Z going on. We got this going on.
Yeah.
Now there are still award shows that people pay attention to. Like you got the Grammys, the Latin Grammys,
even Billboard.
Yeah.
Shit, even the hoodies. The hoodies is the Afrobeat. Is the African awards.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Go. You wish what? What you wish?
No, I said I'm with you.
Oh, I thought you said you had a wish. Okay. Another thing that happened at the awards, Jermaine Dupri did his 30 years of So Def tribute. He brung out literally everybody from Atlanta I could think of. I really enjoyed it because you got to see the crowd doing all the dances and stuff like that. What do you think Jermaine Dupri's biggest contribution to the Atlanta music scene was or is?
I think he's the best songwriter in Atlanta history. I think he's like, I was having a conversation with somebody and they was like, have you ever looked at Jermaine's catalog? And I'm like, that's the same dude that wrote Inside Out is Wiggity 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 Whack. It's the same dude that wrote We Belong Together. Like
MC equals MC squared.
Yeah,
he
bro,
wrote
like
the
the two biggest R&B albums of the last 30 years, he oversaw and did most of it, most of the projects. So I don't know. I just think that he is the best songwriter to ever live as far as we've lived. I can't think of nobody better.
What's one of your favorite projects by him?
I actually like Life in 1472. That was slept on. He got this one record with Lil' Kim and Mace. You Get Dealt With. Fucking what my dough was like. Fucking with my pride. And fucking what my pride is like dog. And then fucking Mace. That was the first time I heard Mace rapping. I was like, people were saying how dope Mace was.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like not dope to us in Atlanta. He kind of felt like the alternative option.
Mace was the reason Cam got.
The alternative option.
Yeah, like Biggie was the option. It was like Biggie died, and now here they come with this other guy, and it's like he's the one, and it's like he just wasn't big to us, and then he did that. Now I know you like my lazy flow, but can't see my crazy flow, and I was like, oh, okay, he can rap. So JD Life in 1472.
We'll take it. All right. So, what do you think JD's biggest contributions are to Atlanta, and what are some of your favorite projects from him?
I think his biggest contribution that he always carried Atlanta on his back. Like he literally was like, "Welcome to Atlanta" was what became a moment. Like he brought everybody to show. He wanted to show you why the city was amazing and why Atlanta is Atlanta. So I think his greatest contribution that he represents Atlanta. He's the epitome of representing Atlanta outside of Atlanta. And then, damn.
He represented Atlanta, but he actually made dope records. Yeah. He's the best. I just have to say that. Like,
I was literally screaming the whole time. Like everything, the Franchise Boys, like it was just so many layers to it. Like,
he just doesn't act like he's the best.
His
and
run
that's
is
the problem
crazy.
with the world. The world doesn't give credit to people who doesn't.
He's not loud.
He was not loud. Gotta get loud.
Get loud.
I don't know. I think so. Doing the Bow Wow Romeo era.
Come on now.
The run he had with Bow Wow was crazy.
Thank you.
The run he had with Bow Wow was what's Bow Wow first album?
Beware the Dog.
Beware the Dog.
Beware the
Bounce with
Dog.
me.
Sorry, I know.
Bounce with me.
Bounce.
That had JD written all over it. That
All I
had
wanna do is
JD
see
written
you
all over it.
The Bride was all right. It was, but yeah, the whole overall thing, good times, childhood. Okay, and then the baby performed at the BET was with Sexyy Red. The baby's had a pretty bumpy career, let's say. He had got in trouble a while ago for saying some homophobic things, kicking a fan, I believe. And he kind of took a hiatus and came back, and now he's just killing the charts. What do you think he did right during the times where he faced controversy in the media?
It starts and ends with the music.
I'm about to say,
He's a hustler.
The one thing he did right was he tapped into his superpower, which he was a dope rapper, and he made dope records, and he stopped trying to reason with emotional people who feel one way today and then will feel another way tomorrow. He stopped reasoning with them, and he just made what he knew how to make, and the people came back. It's the worst thing that I think a lot of people do is they care about public opinion. Public opinion it can change tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like it can change tomorrow. Then they can love you. So it's like, I don't worry about what the public thinks. I worry about what I know is right. And I think he did what he knew was right. He made records, smashes.
What about you, Juju? What do you think? Just like
it starts and ends with the music. The music spoke for itself. Like he sat there. He said, you know what? All right, you don't fuck with me, cool. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Like I have a feeling like first of all, he's an amazing performer too. I don't think he gets enough credit. Like as an entertainer, he's an
amazing entertainer too.
Yeah.
He puts on a show.
He started in a crowd.
He understands
went
spectacles.
On to the
He
stage.
understands that.
And I think if you go a little bit deeper, like he's one of the only artists that actually understands what social media, the impacts of what social media can do. Like he's an artist that's on TikTok, that's on Triller. Like this man has an account on every social media platform. He has an account and he's active to the point where they're like, okay, you need to make TikToks. Okay, something as simple as, all right, after this show, I'm gonna leave a pair of forces here, and the artist got to go, or a fan got to go find them after my show, and his TikTok start going crazy, or him just being a great father, him doing like just the things he's doing. So like, I think he understands like who he is, and he lives. He literally does. He operates as who he is daily. Doesn't change.
I agree with you because that performance was real reflective of that. Like you said, he's real interactive. So he started in the crowd, went on stage. He did a new song. He redid Juvenile's Hood Rat, Project Chick. I thought that was so cute, real on brand for him. He brought Juvenile out. It was really just a good overall show and bridging of kind of musical gaps in generations. So to
Shout out
see
my North Carolina nigga, man.
Oh, Lordy Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I'm proud of him. He did a good job. So it was dope just to be able to see that. So, all right. So this goes on to a second question. So this is a 2-part question. The first part is, would you rather sign a good writer or an amazing singer? So somebody with a voice or somebody with a pen?
That's easy for me. I'd rather sign an amazing writer over a singer. A writer can give 5, 10, 15 voices their voice. A singer has one voice, and that's all they represent. A writer can give everybody in this room a voice. So a writer to me, writers you plug in.
No, I agree. I agree with that. However, I'm signing a voice. Like if I had a chance to sign Whitney Houston, I'm signing Whitney Houston. It's like there's not a question. There's like we're not thinking twice about this.
Okay, let's stay there. Name someone that's even close to Whitney.
Mariah.
Whitney, no.
That was the argument they was having.
No.
Mariah,
Okay.
Whitney has probably the most unique and most powerful voice.
She's a generational talent.
I don't even think generation. I think she's a once in a.
She a unicorn.
Yeah, she's a unicorn.
like
She's
a
not even a
unicorn.
once in a lifetime talent because we haven't even. I mean, even if Mariah, you can measure Mariah to a lot of people. You can't. I mean, Ariana Grande was Mariah Jr.
Absolutely.
It's hard to measure Whitney against.
The closer you're gonna have to Whitney, and this is even a stretch. The closest vocally you have to her is a Jasmine Sullivan, and it's a stretch because Jasmine's talented, but she's
love
not
Jasmine's
Whitney.
voice,
She's not
though.
Whitney.
Whitney has the greatest. Whitney is the voice of this 100 years.
She's the voice of the voices.
No,
she's
the voice of
literally
this
the voice
100
of.
years. She's the voice.
So
of
you
this
know she's
100
ranked. So you know they say they call her the voice. She's ranked number 2
behind who?
Sam Cooke, which was interesting.
I'm not going to argue that because he was a great singer and he didn't have enough time. Whitney had enough time.
Yeah.
And she gave us hit after hit. So I would take, and then even then.
What
Whitney
about catalog? Who's
Whitney
catalog?
is the only one.
I mean, anybody's gonna take Mariah's catalog because Mariah has more hits than Whitney. However, when it comes to talent, there's a talent that you like. That's the talent you're not gonna come across.
Ray's going through his computer.
Mariah does have more hits than Whitney. I can show you.
Ray's going through his computer,
which is unfortunate because mind you, I'm a Whitney stan.
He's going through the computer. Go through the archives.
Does not have better songs than Whitney Houston. Mariah does not have one. I Want to Run to You.
Ray.
Mariah, you gonna give me All I Want for Christmas, which is a cheat code?
Mariah has 24 top 10 hits, 18 of them topping the chart. The longest running number one in history. 6 number one albums, with 2 of them going diamond. Whitney didn't do that. However,
she doesn't have a I Will Always Love You. Mariah's biggest song is what?
Oh yeah, but
what's her biggest song?
Even if we do the second
what's
one.
her biggest song?
All I Want for Christmas.
All I Want for Christmas.
Right.
All I Want for Christmas is her biggest song.
I agree with
so
you.
my thing is that song goes number one every year because it's written for a niche market and a niche time.
Agreed.
Right after that, what's next? We Belong Together? Okay, let's go. We Belong Together. We Belong Together is not better than I Will Always Love You.
Nowhere close.
So are we gonna let charts that are covered by people that are not us? Like me and you music guys, we dictate shit. Just because a song is big don't mean it's the best song. Sometimes it's happening in the right moment.
I agree
You and I both know
wholeheartedly.
that. So to argue numbers,
Mariah could never do what Whitney did at the Super Bowl. Mariah could never do what Whitney did at the Oscars when she sat to sing that medley. That literally, she went to a place where I don't think, like, it was a spiritual awakening for people.
Mariah was always Whitney's number 2. And she was light-skinned, and she was married to the CEO of the company that she was signed to. So she got all the love. But that doesn't mean she has a better catalog.
Who saved Mariah,
I think
too?
Whitney has a better catalog than Mariah.
Who did she have to go to get saved?
What you mean?
JD. She came
JD,
back.
JD brought her back.
Brought her back.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, let's not Whitney. Oh, Mariah can't fuck with Whitney. It's like we just gotta, and it's like I don't think no one in history can. At one point in time, Whitney Houston was considered the biggest artist in the world. I don't think at Mariah's peak she was considered that.
I agree.
Like one of her biggest songs is One Sweet Day. Great song. No soul.
Oh.
That's real.
I'm not being funny.
No,
I'm
that's
being
real.
honest with you. It don't like it's a great song, but it sounds like a contrived record about death. That's what I'm trying to say. It didn't feel like a moment in time where it was like, you know. And by the way, I hate to do this. Like I said, I hate this part of the show because then it looks like I'm disrespecting
Mariah never
someone.
been I want to dance with somebody.
That's my favorite song.
She's never made one of those. No, trust me, we're on the same page with that. Like that's why I say so you talk about
you can't argue in numbers.
No. But I had to tell you who had the more. Like I had to. Because people been calling us. Oh, y'all don't give me facts. So I had to give the facts first, but then explain to.
So who has a better catalog to you?
Me personally?
Yeah,
Whitney Houston. I listen to.
Guess what? We have you here because we want me personally. We don't have you here because you used to tell us Billboard stats. Who the fuck has a better catalog?
I'm taking Mariah. I'm taking Whitney. I'm taking Whitney
too. So then, guess what? We just said Whitney is better. That's the end.
So that goes back
Argue
to
with your mama.
But that goes back to the writer. That goes back to the writer and the voice. Like when it comes to a person like Whitney Houston.
By the way, Whitney was the voice. Mariah was a writer and a voice. Mariah wrote every hit on her shit. Period. But I'm saying there's nobody who can sing like Whitney in history.
Give me insert.
Go ahead.
What I said was, so we were talking about it, and I was saying that Mariah had a song for every aspect of my life. She grew with me. So I grew up listening to Honey and all that good stuff. When I got older, when I was going through my first heartbreak, I got to listen to Anticipation of Me and all that good stuff. And then even now, she's still coming up with music. So I was able to grow with Mariah. But as far as a voice is concerned, I recently watched that 3 medley that Whitney Houston did because I always try to, if I had to put all my money on the table and say, this is somebody who's going to hit it, not embarrass us, their voice won't crack, I know you're going to do good, I can't do that with Mariah. You know, Mariah tends to embarrass us at New Year's celebrations, on Christmas and shit. That voice might crack. I'm not going for it. Whitney, you know she's going to go up there, be entertaining. You know you're gonna get goosebumps when she sings, for sure. Mariah might not. And then what you said about the soul really hit it for me. Like, that's what is missing, that soul. So I agree with you that Mariah is the better singer, but for me personally,
singer?
I mean, Whitney's the better singer, but I don't know. I like Mariah's catalog a little bit more.
But okay, let's be clear. Tamira was also born in the 90s.
Yeah.
She's supposed to. That's what she's supposed to. That doesn't change anything. Mariah grew up with her because she grew up with Mariah. Whitney first hit came 84. Tamira wasn't even thought about. So, of course, Tamira, like that's how I say Jay-Z is the best. There might be a guy that might say, my uncle will argue all day that Chuck D is way better than Jay-Z. Nigga will argue. Like, you bugging? Jay-Z don't have a song more impactful than Fight the Power. When Fight the Power dropped, I was a kid. I didn't understand it. I wasn't in it. So, of course she feels that way. But that doesn't take away from the facts. I've never got goosebumps listening to a Mariah Carey song. Never. You play I Want to Run to You, and it's like goosebumps. Like, how the fuck did she do that? Yeah. Just saying. I Have Nothing. Mariah don't even have, like, lyrics that change how we feel. Like, she don't have that. I'm telling you, like, dog.
We Belong Together is the closest thing she can.
The closest thing she has to that, and that's not fucking. And I can name 5 songs. No disrespect, JD. I just said what I said about JD, but I can name 3 or 4 songs Mariah and Whitney's catalog that are better than We Belong Together. I Will Always Love You. I Have Nothing. I Want to Run to You. Like, bro, these are ballads. Saving All My Love for You. Come on, y'all. What we talking about? I can't even believe that we even having this conversation. Yeah. This was the other side trying to say, don't forget Mariah. Like, come on, bro. No way. And she's so great, but she's a distant number 2 to Whitney. The distant number 2.
So in that instance,
not a close number 2.
That's what I say. So in that instance, that you would take the voice over the writer any day. In that instance.
Well, Mariah didn't write for nobody outside of Mariah. She wrote for Mariah. So is she a writer or is she an artist? Because we always argue about R. Kelly. R. Kelly wrote Michael Jackson, You Are Not Alone. He wrote for other people. That's what made him a writer. Writing for yourself, that's just expressing who you are as an artist.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to look at it. I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true. Does Kanye not write his own music?
Writes music. He
probably
writes
does,
music.
or probably doesn't. I mean, but he does more than that. He's more of the orchestrator in the room.
I'm about to say, Kanye is what Walt Disney is.
Yeah.
And he put together the creation.
He is.
Okay, we're going to go to the American Godfather. Okay, so there's a picture that's going viral of the mother and son, and she is calling it her son husband. She says she goes on dates with her son, and she got a lot of flack for capturing it, raising son husbands or something like that. Let me see if the exact one. Anyway, my question is, women who are raising single moms who are raising sons, what advice would you give them in general?
Put them in sports.
After the son or before the son? After they born or before they born?
Because
if they before they was born, I would say don't have a son with a man that you don't want your kid to be like.
So let's do after. So now we here. I'm a single mom. Whatever happened to the dad? What advice do you give single moms raising sons? Like,
put them in sports. Fine. They need a coach or something. They need some type of male role model in their life.
That's
it's kind of fucked up that we even talk about.
I'm about to say that's a whack question, and the reason why it's a whack question to me is it's like saying, what do we tell the criminals in jail after they've committed a crime? Like, my nigga, the one thing you shouldn't have done was the crime. If you're a single mother of a boy. If you're a single mother of a boy, you shouldn't have a boy with a man that you don't think is a man. So now that you've done it, it's like, what are we going to tell her now? And now we have to have pity. We don't have pity on the dudes in jails for the mistake they make. But when a woman has a baby from a fuck nigga, we make mistakes. Well, she was dating that fuck nigga because he was getting her hair done at the time. She was dating that fuck nigga because he was taking her to the club, showing her a good time at the time. That doesn't mean that dude is the right guy to raise a child with. So you made the baby with somebody that was whack, and now you're saying, what do we tell them? Be smart with the next nigga you choose.
Men can hide who they are for a while, though. So I'm
not saying that that's not true. Men can hide who they are, but your job is to figure out who they are before you
have a kid, especially.
I'm not saying don't fuck with them. I'm not saying don't have sex with them. I'm just saying if you're going to allow this man to run up in you raw, you just basically gave him the power over your life, or you're going to have an abortion. It's either one. So saying, what do we tell a single mother? Don't have kids from fuck niggas. Don't date fuck niggas. Don't date dudes for the wrong reasons. Don't date guys because he has money, he has swag, and he's a street dude. Date guys because you feel like I want my child to be like him. Date guys because you feel like I want my child to have an opportunity to be raised by this person. Women be making dumbass decisions and being like, well, I'm a single mother and that's the thing. No, you are a not so smart mother because you made the wrong decision. I'm not gonna say you're dumb.
No, that's real.
Because some people have that, but you made bad decisions. And you should not be having kids with dudes that you don't want your child to be like.
So post a bad decision, right?
Post bad decision. Let's do that though.
Post bad decision for that single mother. I think like you need to find male influences, like actual male role models and influences. So that comes in the form of, like I said, playing sports. Like you have coaches that are literally like that are great fathers, that are great mentors, they need to find actual mentorship. But your son don't need to be with you in the nail salon. You don't need to be going with you to get your hair done. Like, no, he needs to be around other masculine, hetero men teaching him traits and trades of the world, of becoming a man.
The real question is, and my famous brother Don Vito's saying is, are you a bad pick? Are you a bad picker? Regardless of what, something went bad.
Something definitely went bad.
And we got to figure out how to fix it. And it ain't, and for me, it's like, you can say whatever you want. Oh, you don't know, da-da-da-da-da. Listen, I tell the men the same thing. If you ask me, how do you feel about men? Bro, just because she look good and she got a fat ass don't mean you run up in the raw and put a baby in her. Because she can make your life crazy too. And what we have is a lot of people who are lusting and being immature, now making little humans and saying and blaming each other for it when it was both their fault. But the woman 99 times out of 100 gets left with the bad choice, and the man gets left in a different way. So that's why we got to drilling on women more than we drilling on men, because y'all be making y'all mess with guys for he's a scammer, he got money and he gonna spend some money on me, I'm gonna let him fuck. Oh, okay, cool. Now guess what happened? You have a baby scammer on your hands. Hey, you got a baby scammer you trying to figure out. No, seriously.
But why you can't distinguish the difference between a trick and somebody to have a baby with? That's
my point. But that's my point. You should not have a baby with someone if you don't think that this person can be a great husband. In my opinion, even if you don't marry him, you still don't want to have a baby with a guy that's a bad pick. And that's what happens. And then somebody like Juju has to figure out a way to make another man have to be more masculine energy around him when the whole time this woman just made a bad move. And if we treat it like a bad move, maybe she won't make it again. But because we're like, she's a single mother and we need a support, she keeps making a bad decision over and over and over again. And another man has to come in and suck and save the day. And then he's looked at as the real nigga for taking care of somebody else's kids. You shouldn't have been fucking with street dudes. You shouldn't have been fucking with bad guys. You shouldn't have been fucking with guys that you mess with just because they bought you something or they was nice to you. That's just my opinion.
Street dudes are not the only bad guys. I just have to say that, because it be them lame niggas too who sit there and will act like those are silent killers. Them niggas are snipers. I don't care what nobody say. Ooh. The lame niggas are snipers. They are silent killers, and men are gonna do what men are gonna finesse you to get the pussy anyway. So they will fake. They will lie. They will give you little crumbs until they get the prize. So at the end of the day, like you said,
you're right.
Know who the real person is. That's why, before I used to not want to date people with kids, but now I want to date people with kids because I want to see what type of father you are. Like, now I'm kind of like pulling back from that. But y'all be looking at me like I'm crazy because I don't have kids. I don't get no rewards for not choosing the wrong baby daddy. I want some brownie points for not just having a baby daddy.
I agree. No, I agree. I totally agree. I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying, you can't make bad moves and then be like, why aren't men being real? You made a bad move, mama. And now you got to live with it. And now you got to, hope that a good guy comes in and wants to take care of you and your kids that are not his.
I cannot wait till male birth control is like fully approved.
I can't wait either. By the way, I'm not blaming. I think dudes are dumb too, but the dude usually doesn't get left with the dumb move. Agreed. And women do. That's why I got a problem with it. Women get left with the bad decision. Women get left to take care of the kid. And then they want brownie points for, baby girl, you shouldn't have messed with him. Mm. You knew he wasn't shit. You thought that you was different. You thought because you were different, he was going to treat you different. No, he is exactly who he was to everybody else. Because once you get on the other side of getting the vagina, the real him comes out. Figure out what the real him is, and then don't give him the vagina or make him wear a condom.
Ooh, not the C word.
Oh, my God, not a condom. Not a condom. My entire life, I'm being honest with you. I don't know how many women that I've slept with and I've slept with a lot though. You know, I've had my stage. I've only got one woman pregnant in my life. In my life. I've only had kids with one woman in my life. Why? Because I thought about my kids are going to be 15, 16, and I want to make sure I have it with a person that is going to raise them right. So when I met Yoki, I remember telling her, I want my daughter to be like you. And she was like, that's so sweet. This is day 2 of meeting her. And she was like, that's so sweet. I would love my son to be like you. And I was like, we should have a kid together. And we did. And my son acts like, well, my son acts like her and my daughter acts like me, but we still won.
Wait, what's a good characteristic in picking out a mother then, since we here?
Picking out a mother?
Yeah.
She didn't care. She wasn't impressed by what the world was doing.
Okay, I like
if you're impressed, all somebody got to do is impress you. I'm not impressed. A nigga could come in here with $100 billion cash. You wouldn't, even if I'm impressed and blown away, I'll never show it that. Because I understand that the minute that they can see that I'm impressed by something, they know I know how to get him now. He's impressed. Women be impressed by money, stature, all the other shit, and then wonder why they end up on the other side of it. You didn't pick him because of his character. You didn't pick him because of who he was to the world. You picked him because of what temporary feelings you wanted. And now you got him, and now you stuck permanently, and now you're blaming him. You picked him, baby. You fell for his bullshit. Just being honest.
She fell for the Instagram likes. She fell for them likes that I was
getting.
You fell for that.
You fell for the clout. You fell for the loudness. You fell for it all. He was a street nigga. You like the thug nigga. You fell for it. And now you're looking at it like somebody needs to be a real man and step up. No, baby girl.
But I know some street niggas that are really good dads too. Like, it's so hard to figure it out there in the world. But that's why I don't have kids.
You're right. That's true. It is some street dudes that are really good dads. It is that. I'm only using street guys because that's the cycle in our community.
Yeah.
Women mess with these street guys, have baby from these street guys, and then want a good guy to come in and play stepfather. A guy that she would have looked over for the street guy when she was in her prime looking good. She don't look good no more. Street guy got all the street guy got all the good mileage out the car.
She looking for the life raft now.
Now she looking for a real man to come take care of her. Now she picking on different shit. And my thing is that we change. What impresses you at 19 is not gonna impress you at 27. So just wait till you fucking 27. Am I tripping? Wait till you're 27 and now you have a chance to really be impressed rather than wait until you're doing it when you're 19 and then wondering why you fucked. You're fucked because you made a decision at 19 and that you should have made when you was 30. Period.
Fine. Okay, so there is all right, so there was a man who was accused of sexual abuse at his wife's daycare. She came and shot him, right? She's now sentenced to 4 years in prison.
Wait a minute. Start the whole thing off. You said there was what?
All right, so there was a lady, she owned a daycare.
It's here.
Her husband was accused of sexually abusing some of the kids at the daycare. She found out and she shot him. Like,
she killed him, right?
She didn't kill him. She shot him. She shot in the wrong place. She wasn't shooting to kill.
She probably didn't know She probably didn't know how to kill him.
I ended the clip.
So wait, she's sentenced to 4 years in prison while he's about to get out right now because he hasn't been charged yet with the sexual abuse. In a situation like this, how should they handle? Because Georgia,
so it should be like Florida. Florida just implemented the death penalty for people who rape children
under the age of 12.
It doesn't matter if you have any allegation or anything like of that nature on your name, bro. You better get them before I get them.
Can I ask a question?
Type situation.
By the way, I'm only asking this to play devil's advocate and be hypothetical. If they say that, and mind you, this is not my question. A friend of mine asked me this, and he really made me look at the world differently. That's why I have the views that I have on like all of these things. If you're born gay, do you believe you're born gay?
Possibly. I mean,
a lot of people say they are. Like a lot of gay people say they are born gay.
I think life circumstances.
I'm saying. I believe.
So no. I think there's nature and nurture, right? So I think naturally some people.
And nurture.
So I think some people naturally can be born with a confused molecules and they don't understand who they are.
No. I'm trying to get to a point. But I'm trying to get to. No, hear me. I'm trying to get to a point.
You're a product of your environment.
I'm trying to get to a point is that I'm raising because someone raised me, and I just want to get your thoughts on it. If you can be born gay, right, and you can find videos from the 50s where they're like a man and he's sitting there. It's like this guy's this guy, but this is him. But what you don't know is that he has a sickness. His sickness has him attracted to other men. This is, by the way, you can look up this on YouTube right now, right? Where they were saying that it was mental illness, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing is that if being gay is a mental illness, then why is it being a pedophile a mental illness? And that's what someone asked me, and it made me think like, damn, I never thought about that.
So I'm not saying it's not a mental illness, but
I'm just saying, but if it is a mental illness, then do you think then that means it's mental health? Then you have to handle it like it's mental illness. And you know, am I tripping?
But there's certain things like, so when you abuse, like, even if it's a mental illness, there's a way to seek help before it actually triggers, like before that.
But here's the thing. That is the one thing that, imagine if you are a therapist and someone comes to you and he's like, I'm attracted to little boys and I want to do. At some point in time, you got to fucking tell the cops.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So you know what I'm trying to say?
But a therapist only has to tell a cop after they've done the act.
That's my point. But here's the thing though. If you're thinking it and you tell me, I'm telling somebody.
Yeah.
But as a therapist, so what's crazy is, so I actually, when talking to a therapist, there's only certain times that they can actually do something. It's only if you harm somebody, or if you harm yourself.
That's my point. But
so even if you say I'm having these ill thoughts in my mind, so if you go to your therapist and say, man, I'm infatuated with blood, I want to shoot somebody. The therapist's like, okay, let's just dial it back. I'm gonna talk through why you are feeling these things, right? But then you say, tomorrow it's happening, I'm shooting somebody. Now the therapist has to go.
Yeah, but even if they're not going to tell you that, I'm only saying it to say that they know it's wrong. That's why they don't say it out loud. Mm-hmm. But I believe in the next 20 years, however long, there are going to be laws to protect pedophiles the same way there are laws to protect the LGBT community. I just believe that, because all it takes is for one pedophile to come out and say, hey, I got mental illness, man. I'm crazy.
It's already starting. Yeah, so
saying, but if they do that,
like I said, once again, you better hope the court gets them before I get them.
I get it, but then here's the thing: all it takes is one person like you. Now you in trouble, and you can't be around your family. And I'm only asking you that because I think we go down these rabbit holes of laws, and we kind of include who we want and we don't want. But if it's considered an illness, then it needs to be treated like it's an illness. Mind you, I've never had it happen to me. I've never had it happen to anybody that I love, that I know of. Right? So it's hard for me. It's just kind of like. But damn, in the 50s, they thought being gay was sick and that they had to punish you and do these things. And then today, in 2020s, you're saying the same thing. Like, yo, man, they need to punish these guys or these people who are attracted to youth. But is it a mental illness?
But if you abuse other, it's a difference. It's a difference in like.
No, by the way, let me just make this clear. I'm not with it. I don't accept it. But I do feel like, when someone said that to me, I was like, damn.
No, it gives you perspective.
I was like, damn, I never thought about it like that. Because if somebody was like, I can't, like, imagine a guy like, I can't help it. I'm attracted to these kids. And you like, you want to kill them.
They call it ageless love.
But that's what I'm saying. But my thing is that sometimes at that moment, we kind of got to get in the heads of these people, understand what the fuck is wrong with them. And that means allowing them to come out without the shame and really getting into the conversation. That's all I'm saying. And it's something that I don't think that we're ready for. But I promise y'all, it's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
it's coming. It's gonna come. It's gonna be one guy that's gonna come out and say, yes, I am a pedophile. Yes, I am attracted to kids, and yes, I feel this way. And he's going to want some kind of sympathy or understanding from the community. It's gonna come.
Yeah,
it's gonna come.
We've spoke about
like that. Not to cut you off, but like that kid. It's a kid that literally in Atlanta, Georgia, that went on a murder spree and killed like 9 Asian people. He's like, now he's going to trial, trying to claiming insanity, saying he has a sickness. Like, oh, they're going to still punish him because we know he did it. But why are we going to trial about it? That's a waste of time and energy. But that's my point. That means we're still giving someone who we know is sick, who we know did a sick crime, a fucking opportunity to be heard. Mm-hmm. To me, that's dumb. But we're going to do it. So I think it's dumb to give a pedophile an opportunity. But I'm watching them do it to these other people. I'm like, damn, we're going down a slippery slope that I think is going to really like bite us in our ass.
I mean, it makes it interesting because you have cases like Waco, what happened in Waco, Texas, right? Where there's a whole cult where he's grooming kids. He has like,
yes,
the men are able to marry 10 and 12-year-olds, whatever. But it was a isolated situation, right?
Yep.
It's where I feel like now in those situations where if it's something that's isolated and it's something that's like, okay, this is a community that's built around it, where you have certain communities around the world that have like, there's no age limit on marriage. Like marriage is based on it's based on hierarchy or wealth. Like you come and say, I'm gonna give you 2 cows. You take my daughter when she turns 14 because she's now. If
you look at The Color Purple, that's what it was. That he was like grown ass man mess with little girls.
So I understand that, but from a standpoint of abusing children, like
but here's the thing.
Where does it start?
Here's the thing. It happened at a point in time. That's all I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is I just want us to look objectively. It happened at a point in time where it's acceptable. Was it right? Was it wrong? Like if you told me right now that like dog, like I can legally marry an 18-year-old girl. I couldn't imagine she's not mature enough to be a guy like me.
She can't go to the bar with me.
I'm saying, but it's still a law that says I can do it.
Facts.
I don't want to do it. That's why I won't do it.
And in Texas, it's 16, I believe.
I think what Juju's trying to say is that it's a difference between like being in love with somebody and abusing a kid, right? So
no, but I'm not even trying to be about love. I'm not trying. I'm looking at it strictly from a legal standpoint. It was a point in time when I watched The Color Purple. That's why people are like that's a classic. Not to me.
Color Purple is
a father
really
gives
dark.
his daughter a child away to a man, and we let that happen, right? Like that's how it was back in those days. That's how the way it was living. The law has changed. Have the minds though? And that's what I'm asking. Because the law changes, then we change the minds. But by the way, the minds can be changed. Like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. I don't think you should do it like that because it should be like that. I'm just telling you that the more we reason, that's why with my team, I told my team I made a decision. And I made a decision with God. Like it was not, by the way, it's just some business shit. It was just like, I'm not taking a job. But I know if I set it out to myself, I can reason with myself. But the minute I say it to Shayna, Jay, Jack, Don, you guys, and somebody offer me one, I go take it, there's a consequence to that. Now, nobody on my team believes me no more. This nigga just told us he ain't gonna do something. He just fucking did it. So I say it out loud to hold myself accountable. You see what I'm trying to say? So Absolutely. I'm just like, in this time, we just got to get there where it's like not being afraid to like talk about shit, say shit, and get through it.
So I think that goes to ask the question. And this actually came up I was listening to, it had to be a NPR podcast. It was one of these podcasts, right? And they were talking about public opinion. They said, should you get consent from your child to change their diaper? And I was like, what kind of shit is this? Like literally, but that goes to show like just the thought process that we have with people. Everybody's trying to make their opinion law.
That's what I'm trying to say, though. But people are trying to figure out how to exist in this world.
Yeah,
I've never changed a diaper. I got 2 kids. I've never changed a diaper. But I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to change my daughter. I don't want to change my daughter's diaper. I don't think me as a man, I don't want to do that. That's my daughter, but I still wouldn't do it. That's just me. Because I just don't like the way it feels. I think a woman should change a woman. And I didn't change my son just because I'm just really big on fluids. And I want fluids in my hands and shit.
I've changed my fair share of diapers.
I haven't. I think I might have changed a diaper one time in my life, and that was my son.
I'm in the potty training phase right now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. We go to the next level.
It's hard to.
I'm just saying, I want people to think about that because it's like every time we open up a door, be like, but then everybody deserves a well.
But then it goes to like, how are we gauging mental healness? Are
That's
we doing like CAT scans
you're right.
on people's
Everybody deserves a well.
What
everybody's going to deserve a well. Everybody's going to deserve a well.
Y'all
Hold on, we just killed him for that. Now we just let him go for that. Now we're gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it's scary.
Cleanse. We gotta cleanse this shit all together. We gotta cleanse this shit. What time?
It just made me uncomfortable talking about it. But when it came up, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it because it was mentioned to me in a way where I was like, damn, I gotta look at shit.
I definitely get it. I definitely get it. But it's like there's certain things that are off, like like elderly and children, like are 2 things that
I agree
should be off limits.
I agree. I agree. Let's go.
Okay, so in close, I got 2 music questions for you guys. What is the saddest song in hip hop?
Saddest song?
Yeah. You stop. And that's not even a sad song.
Who said a song? Somebody said a song?
Yes.
A sad song? I just think, to me, I think it's how you view sadness. I mean, some people might think that's subjective. Some people might think Biggie's Suicidal Thoughts is a sad song about a man trying to kill himself. Like, that's sad. Like, we should give him some mental. By the way, why didn't we want to give him mental health?
He made bad albums.
Just something to think about. He literally made an album about being ready to die and dying, and he killed himself on the album where he rapped about why he was going to kill himself. And no one thought to get his brother some goddamn help. His brother needs some help. No one thought that. We was just like, that's dope. So for me to say saddest song. It's one of my favorite songs.
I was about to say I'm in that same boat.
My favorite. I'm gonna go different than y'all. Y'all ain't gonna like this. My favorite song I would say is not Suicidal Thoughts. My favorite song is this song by Naughty by Nature called Everything's Gonna Be Alright. That song fucks with me because it's a sad story about a nigga from the ghetto who's trying to make it. And the hook is like, everything's gonna be all right now. And he's like, and he starts off, some get a little, some gets none, some catch a bad one, and some lead the job half done. I was one that was always mad and none of that, never met my dad, motherfuck the fact. And he just starts going on this story about how he was a born loser and he just decided he gonna change it. To me, that's a sad story. It's a great song.
My perspective is a little different, right? And it's not even being a joke, but I think like you look at Future, my collection is really a sad ass song.
Aww.
And the reason I say it's sad, like you can understand his toxic masculine, like you can understand why he's so toxic.
But that's my point. It's like it's perspective. It's not like it's a sad song. Like some people might think I'll Be Missing You is a sad song.
Mind you, it's one of my favorite records, but it's like the vulnerability of it, and it's like she told me she was an angel. She fucked 2 rappers and 3 singers. She got a few athletes on speed dial. I'm trying to get the case dismissed before I see trial. He's like literally like
putting it on the line.
I was down for this woman. I was gonna give her I was gonna build a life. And she told me she was real. And she just
it's all perspective.
So I'm like,
it's just that's why it's hard to say what's the saddest song. I can't answer that. Like without in Naughty by Nature, Everything's Gonna Be Alright is a great record. It's one of my favorite hip hop songs ever. And it actually makes me get emotional because he ends the song with, you know, if you ain't ever been to the ghetto, don't ever come to the ghetto because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. Like, as a kid from the ghetto, that was the first time someone said, stay the fuck away from us if you don't understand us. Like, that's why I thought it meant so much. But it wasn't a sad song to me, so that's why it's hard for me to answer that.
That was a good point of view. I like those. All right, and what is your best female rap collaboration?
To me, the first female rap or just female on a rap collaboration? Like,
I got best. Oh wait, matter of fact, I actually have best female male rap collaboration. So male and female together.
So first thing I went to was You're All That I Need, the record with Mary, but Mary didn't rap on it. Mary didn't rap on it. That's why it's hard to say that one. Man, that's hard, man. I would
take that though.
I'm gonna say it's a song that Biggie and Lil' Kim have called "What Do You Do If Your Bitch Is Untrue? Do you cut that sucker off?" Yeah, to me, that was one.
Get another. All right, what you got for me, Juju? I know you got something
best
good for me.
Male rap collaboration. I got something I like.
That's a good one.
What'd he say?
Knuck If You Buck.
Knuck If You Buck was an amazing song. But
I know you love that shit.
That was that's one of the ones the women carried the man. She carried the fuck out of them on that record. Diamond carried Cry Bomb on that record.
There's another track where the female carried the men on the record. I'm waiting for y'all to say it.
What song?
Nothing. I'm waiting. Go say it.
Go ahead. What song?
Yeah, somebody said it already. Monster.
I don't even look at it as a collaboration.
Yeah, that was
a compilation song to me.
What is
5 niggas on it? It's a compilation. A collaboration to me feels like
one and two.
Yeah, like
I would say Wayne and he had a couple that were crazy.
Wayne and who? I feel like you're being biased and you're just saying Wayne.
I'm not being biased. I'm trying to think because I have so many songs that I like, but it's like best female male collaboration. Is it new? Is it old? Is it? Let me think on that.
Well, we at the end of the show,
right?
Oh, shit.
You want to come back next week?
I'll come back next week with mine.
I like that. Come back next week.
All right, go ahead. Tell the people.
Yo, so shout out to our sponsors, Tote and Carey. Shout out to Yoko Vodka. Shout out to everybody supporting this. Like, subscribe, share, tell somebody anything. We need it right now. Keep supporting the show. We climbing the charts, so we can't do it without you guys' effort. And this effort costs you guys nothing. So if you like this quality, what we doing, just keep supporting. Let's get it. It's the God Show, and we are out.
Sir.